little bit ago, we featured tomato water on our channel, and a lot of people sent me some tomato water recipes. This one comes from my good friend Chris Day. It is called the Heirloom Martini, and it looked so freaking good. And I had most of the ingredients, but I did have to adapt a couple of the ingredients. Most namely, it calls for clarified grapefruit. And while I did not technically clarify this because I don't have a centrifuge and I don't really have the patience to filter this through a raft of agar-agar. What I did do though was I ran it through a bunch of micro filters over and over again until I got a clarified-ish result. Just taking all of the organic elements out of it and just leaving this really nice, fluffy, kind of viscous juice. So we're gonna use that instead. It calls for a ½ ounce and there's Aperol in it. I don't know if like the, fully clear clarified version is really gonna matter. And then also clarified lime juice, which I don't have, but I do have this bottle that one of my good pals sent, which is the lime alternative. If you are bartending in 2026 and you're not using alternatives to traditional citrus, you should be. I gotta say, I think that this is my most proud moment. Like, I actually finally have a copy of the book that I wrote. It took me a year and a half to write this book. I'm very proud of it. So I would just implore everyone to go buy a book. The more books you buy, the better it is for me, and then I can make another book for you guys. I'm already thinking about new books, but I'm just super proud of this, and I just hope that you guys really enjoy it. So go out. There is a Genius link below this video and buy this book. I think you guys will really like it, and I worked really hard on it, and I love you guys, and you love me, and I love you, and you love me. It's a love fest over here, so pick up my book. All right, and we're gonna do that now. So let's get into it. So first thing we're gonna do is just a few dashes, 3 of the MSG solution. This is a 20% solution. It's gonna give it a nice umami. Because we want more umami, we're gonna go in with our tomato water here, and we're gonna do 1.5 ounces of tomato water, ½ an ounce of our filtered grapefruit juice, ½ an ounce of 1-to-1 simple. Ooh, that just got all over me. Do I have a little old hand wiper? Yeah, I do. It's like, nobody wants a simple syrup on their fingers when they're bartending. That ain't cool. ½ an ounce of our fake lime juice, ½ an ounce of Aperol, 1.5 ounces of Ford gin. And he called for Fords, so I'm using Fords. Crack this first cube. Feel like I didn't get a good enough crack and I want another one. Oh, here you go. Just all frozen together. We might as well just use them. Seems like such a voluminous cocktail. They have high hopes for it. Tomato water and Aperol just seems like a really inspired marriage of flavors, along with gin and MSG. This could be my favorite cocktail that I've ever had ever. And just judging by the ingredients, it's a good shot it will be. I don't love like basil leaves floating in a coupe. So, I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just take a bunch of basil leaves, even though I'm kind of doing this after the fact and this is the wrong way to do it. You should be doing this first. I'm just gonna smack these basil leaves. I'm gonna sink this into the cocktail and I'm gonna regal stir it.
I thought you were gonna do a basil bouquet.
No, the thing is that like bouquets like that are good when the cocktail's sitting on ice in an old-fashioned glass, but when it's called to be in a coupe,
yeah, I guess
how do you do that? Like, I guess you can pin it to the side, but basil isn't as like sprightly as mint, so it's just gonna look all wilted and weird looking, All right, let's try this out. Dude, I'm excited about this. That was a very big drink. All right, cheers. Oh my God, that is like, where have you been all my life? What's crazy is that the MSG with the tomato water just makes a much more savory, better tomato water. I will take that over olive brine any day. This is the type of dirty martini style cocktail that I would want to have. The Aperol brings in some bitterness. You have balance between that like fake lime juice that we used with the simple syrup, bringing in tartness, but also, and then grapefruit. Don't let me forget the grapefruit. The grapefruit is like in there. It's bringing in this nice viscosity. What's kind of crazy about the filtered grapefruit is that the filtered grapefruit, like, it changes the texture of the juice to be more like, I don't want to say fluffy because it's not like you put it through a Breville and made it fluffy, but it's like a little thicker and like more subtle and less bitey on the palate, but you still get the grapefruit vibes and then you also get the citrus on the end. But just all of these these culminating into a really bright, citrusy, nice cocktail with a savory element, but also nice balance between savory and sweet with bitter. And then the botanicals of the gin is like, this cocktail is like a work of absolute genius. Here it is, the Heirloom Martini. Today's Educated Barfly video is sponsored by The Educated Barfly. I don't know if you guys know this, some of you do, some of you don't, but we've got lots of really good products in our store and we are constantly adding to those products. One of our very new additions, freeze-dried garnishes. So whereas a dehydrated garnish gives you sort of like a more tea-like caramelized scent, the freeze-dried version of that is a little bit brighter, and then all the sugars when you freeze dry it come to the surface, and so you get a very bright, fresh orange flavor. These guys have been a real big hit since we put them in the store. We get lots of orders for them. We also have a little bit of glassware. We have our now kind of iconic Nick and Nora style glass that we did in a regular and honeycomb pattern. This is a 6-ounce glass, kind of Nick and Nora style. And we have a brand new, more coupe style glass. It's 7 ounces. We also have the honeycomb pattern in this as well. So if you're a fan of the channel and you want to help us out, this is a very good way to help the channel and then also get something out of it. A lot of this is the glassware that you see in our videos, and so you'll be able to recreate the same cocktails that we make in the studio at home with the best possible recipes, the best possible instructions, and now the best possible glassware and garnishes.